Good morning, this is Gene. Today I would like to start giving some very simple mindset for China business lessons. And so we'll just call this lesson one. And the question is, what is the biggest challenge that I've encountered when I first started working with locals in China? So in mainland China, this experience probably started around 2004. So the way that I would answer this question is initially, when you start working with locals in China, there will be zero perceived challenges. When you first encounter locals and they begin to work with you as a foreigner, they will always be focused on developing GUANXI relationships. So what this means is you will experience a lot of praise, and they will be attempting to accommodate your every need. And basically, they will try to share information with you that they believe will boost your confidence in working with them. Now, the challenge is the information that they provide is not always accurate by Western standards. So the real challenges of working with locals in China is really not on the front end, it's on the back end. And this front end, kind of what I call the honeymoon period, sometimes could last up to 6 months or more. So as a foreigner, and if you don't speak the local language and this is kind of your first time there, then it'll be very difficult for you really to interpret the signals that you are getting. I think the key to success is to understand or develop the ability to understand the words and behaviors of the local Chinese people in the proper cultural context. And that includes adjusting your own attitude, mindset, and approach. So the first thing is you really don't want to interpret the words that people say in China. You don't want to interpret them literally, and you don't want to take them at face value. But you also want to avoid ever passing judgment or assuming that the Chinese people have any deception or ill intent. Because once you start passing judgment and once you start making those assumptions, you will not be able to manage what your feelings are and how other people are perceiving that. So the biggest challenges in China for most foreigners is they don't experience any challenges initially. But if you don't manage the interactions and the communications early on in the process, then you could be set up for some unexpected disappointments that we now call China leadership dilemmas. So we're going to be talking a lot more about this in our upcoming webinars. So please register for the webinars. Please leave any comments or suggestions or questions in the comment section below, because what we really want to do is we want to engage and understand what your experiences in China were or are, and kind of what were some of the after effects over the long term.